Hey guys. Okay, so I want to talk today about this class that I'd like to do. I want to do mediumship practice. So I'm going to kind of mimic, if you will, some of the classes that I've been in, that I've enjoyed, and share it with you guys. Also, the Libra Moon 73 Facebook page is doing so well, and I appreciate you guys. I love all my new members and that kind. It's exciting. I'm growing, and that's the push. So I want to do a collective reading on consciousness and the two worlds, because there is a push even for that. A lot of people are waking up. I know I jokingly say it's breakup season, but it is. And it's not just with like relationships and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I don't want to set off the it's not with just relationships. It's also with sorry, I don't want the alarms to go off. It's not just relationships. It's with careers. It's with religious choices and beliefs and indoctrinations. And I know a lot of people will say, well, that's because, like you're a conspiracy theorist and that kind of thing. But okay, fine, say what you will. But the thing about it is that along the way, you're not just down like one rabbit hole. Like something else will pop up. And then I guess if you have enough courage to go down that rabbit hole and see what you can find, a lot of times some of those rabbit holes are actually, Page of Wands, are actually good for you. That was just part of your path. And part of like a contract that you initiated and created with basically yourself. If God is within you, and you shouldn't fail. And I know that sometimes people are like, oh, that's horrible, you're calling yourself God. Well, if I am, then that means I'm abiding by what Jesus was teaching, right? He was upset with the Jews and he scoffed and he was like, didn't I already tell you guys we're gods? That's in the Bible. So if I'm following what Jesus was teaching versus what a church is teaching, then I think I'm okay. I think all is well. The two consciousnesses, I don't even know if that's a word. I feel like I add on the nesses at the end. They're splitting. And on one hand, it's exciting if you've made that split, if you've like past that initiation, so to speak. But then on the other hand, it's kind of sad because you're going to lose people that you may not wanted to have to lose. And on the flip side, keeping it positive, that's where the growth is. That's when you can see that you've passed that initiation. Like I know for a while, I was wondering, I'm like, is this just it? Like, I feel like I'm doing this, and this, and it's good stuff. I feel like I have a couple things I need to really work on. But is this it? And the spirituality broke open a lot of doors and windows and tower moments that over time, I started to trust it. And trusting it led me down another rabbit hole. And all of this came from awakening, opening your mind. I know sometimes, like, if I watch something, because I'm so ADHD, if I don't click into it and really listen to it, I'm not interested. That's why I think a lot of times with like sitcoms and movies and stuff like that, I think I just don't get into the narrative. I don't get into the storyline. So it's kind of like, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of movies. I'd rather educate myself, on the world around me versus being distracted. And I'm not, bashing you for liking to watch TV, because I do feel like we need to be human too, but it's all in balance. So the two worlds split, the consciousness goes up, and you're going to even notice too that like some of the people that you may have thought were asleep, because if you're asleep, you're unconscious, right? You don't even know what's going on around you. You're asleep. When you're conscious, you see more than just the world around you. You see a bigger picture. It's almost like you see when somebody drops like a rock in the lake, you see the ripples, and as they go out, you see it, like it's further. Your vision, your perspective is further, where if you're asleep, you may only see that first ripple and it's like, is that it? No. Open your eyes, start to really think about what's around you, and how it affects you. And I'm not saying like just your materialistic things. I'm saying like, look at the world from a different perspective. Like open your mind enough to say, okay, you know what? I got this piece of the puzzle and I got this piece and I got two laying over here. If I get one more piece, it's going to create a storyline or a picture for me. But why am I so scared to go get those two pieces and put them part of my puzzle? It's almost like you see them, but you don't want to acknowledge, or you don't want to have to accept that narrative. Or maybe you're just really upset. Like, you know what? I do see that. It's upsetting for me to know that I've been indoctrinated by, certain groups and that kind of thing. Like you're actually a sovereign person. So maybe you don't want to, swallow that pill. Maybe you don't want to swallow that. And you're like, damn, I see it, but I don't want to accept it because I'm okay being comfortable in my bubble of distractions and Grey's Anatomy. I do like that show, but I don't feel like I've actually like kept up with it as I should. Like I know like certain little areas in it, and then I get my ADHD kicks in and I'm off doing something else. So just like whenever I squirrel, I'm all over the place. If you can hang with me talking, that's a good thing. That's a plus. Because I'll bounce, something else comes into my head. If you got all that, good job. Yeah, 6 of Cups. You're remembering your childhood. You're remembering the things then that happened to you, and now you're coming into your own as an adult, and you're going, you know what? I need to think about this. I need to process this. I need to see all the angles of this to heal this. You heal how you want to heal, okay? Don't allow somebody to tell you how to heal. This is your storyline. You're the only one that's been in the storyline consistently, main character. So allow yourself to go through whatever you need to go through. Journal, write it down. Energy to paper, write it down. It works. It gets a lot of, because I had a lady in my chair that asked me, how do I get rid of anger? And I was like, you process it. There has to be a process, because that came from somewhere. What made you, did you feel unjust? Did you feel, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So if it happens, I've warned you. Did you feel like, you were wronged or betrayed? And now you're stuck in this energy of anger. Now, what she does with that, free will, what she does with that is gonna, that's what's gonna be her reality. If she takes that problem, that anger, because, I think it's pretty vulnerable to say, I feel like I'm angry inside. Now, what do you want to do with that? Do you want to barf it on everybody else around you and make it everybody else's problem? Or do you want to use this particular trauma and tell your story and heal others? And, so even with me, I had a split moment of what to do with that. She just gave me information about her that is vulnerable to her. She's probably not real proud of it. You know, it's like, but she recognizes it. So what do we do with it? Where did it come from? Where did it start? It's a seed. Those are little seeds that are planted in your head of doubt and anger and whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's still a seed. It's still a thing. And if you make it a thing, then it becomes a bigger thing. You know? So what do you do with it? Free will. Heal it. Find it. Journal it. Scream into a pillow if you have to. You know, whatever you need to do, because if anger is an energy, then that's what's going to come out. So however you have to do it, if you have to, you know, make sure nobody's in the house and like yell, or go into the woods and yell. Scream into your pillow, cry, let it out. All of that is energy. It's an emotion that we carry, although Earth is the only planet that has emotions. This is the one I picked. As a water sign, jeez. I was going to say something. You know? So if you view everything as an energy, if somebody comes at you, it's an energy. If somebody comes at you in a sweet way, like, you know, you can kind of see like their body language. How are they walking towards you? If it's at an angle, something's up, brace. You know, if it's at like a, you know, they're just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's a way, you can already see body language coming. So you've already anticipated what's about to be brought like to your thoughts. You already kind of see it coming. That bitch is walking at an angle. Oh, shit. King of Pentacles, you're living in lack. For somebody, whatever this is resonating. If there's even somebody in your life that maybe needs to go back to their childhood and heal so that they're not upside down in this position. I feel like I said position. You know, if that's the energy that's coming forth, then it's you're living in lack. You're living in this kind of like desperation, upside down, not feeling fulfilled. Go back to your childhood. Heal the wounds. Stop. Nobody in your life. Ooh. Nobody in your life teaches you your lessons while you're here more than the people around you. Simmer. It's true. And when you start to look at the people around you that are also living in lack or living in fear or living in a constant doubt, depression, suppression, all just the negative 3D kind of words, energies, words or spells, you know, like all the things, again, when you're going down the rabbit holes, you're just like, they all connect. Shit. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck. Go back to yourself, find out where the seed started, and then heal that. That's for nobody else to heal around you except for yourself, because you were the only character that was in your storyline consistently. Yeah, King of Cups. This is King of Emotions. This is where you have realized that the outside world has a lot to do with how you feel inside, but only you can control that. If you understand that the outside world has their own storyline and levels as to where they're at in the ascension. Sorry, I talk with my hands. I see visions, so I'm like, I'm showing you them too. But if you realize that everybody is on different levels, then it's like you just kind of like, okay. You know, like all I can do is maintain myself. I can't maintain the people around me. I'm not parenting these adults anymore. That's taking back your power. that's understanding you have an energy too, your energy signature. If you don't maintain that, you're going to allow everybody else around you to maintain it for you. That's uncomfortable. Page of Pentacles. Anything Page or even Knights, Knight of Pentacles, or actually that's King, I'm sorry. It's upside down, so I saw the K. Knights and pages are typically like immaturity, something new, maybe a message, that kind of thing. So when you get something that is page related, that's what I kind of think, like new beginnings. So it's the chapters that you're going to have to go through. And again, if you continue on the same paths and you're not working on yourself to go down the rabbit hole, if you think it's stupid, whatever. I mean, shit, you watch Rick and Morty and that's stupid as hell too. Look, I watch it too. I like it. It's such a dry, like, funny, kind of literal, you're just seeing it in a cartoon form. You're kind of like, yeah, and actually, that happens. It's funny. Queen of Wands. Rejoice. You got to go through this part. You got to go through the childhood traumas. You can't keep walking away from them. Like, at some point they need to be addressed, because if you haven't parented yourself, how are you going to parent anybody else around you? And I'm not saying, maybe I shouldn't use the word parent. If you're not going to put accountability into yourself, how are you holding anybody else around you accountable? Because if there's nothing for you, I feel like then you're just like a judgy Judy. I just feel like you're just being mean at this point. You're asleep. You don't get it. You don't understand it. But once you hit Queen of Wands, that's rejoice. Look, she's holding the world. She's holding light. Celebration. Hell yeah. All the lights around her, all the candles around her, sitting on a little pom-pom. It's cute. That's where you want to be. On the other side. You need to be outside of the forest. Forest is scary. Because then you're on that 3D level and you're around all the people and you can see the shadows and you can see the fractures in their aura and you can see the people like sometimes you can act, it's fake. And they hold it together so well and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to give you a hug. I don't hug people. But you're doing really good at trying to keep all of your life together. And you're crying inside. I can see that. Because I've been there. I've been there. I was trying to use super glue, fucking duct tape, Gorilla Glue, trying to keep my world aesthetically pleasing to the outside. Meanwhile, losing myself, I had to come back to me. I had to come back to, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Not me. It's not going to be this girl, okay? Whatever you want to do, but it's not going to be this girl. I'll see my way out. But it's a healing's journey. The world upside down. I feel like you need to come up with some balance in yourself. I'm sorry, I'm like all the way over here. I feel like there needs to be like balance within yourself. Because when you find the balance within yourself, it's like when you see, again, I like to use analogies. So if you're in the ocean and you're on a little floaty, a little rafty, and you're seeing this guy out here trip out because something's happening out there, right? And he gets close to you, he's going to latch onto you. You don't want that. Because they're at a different ascension too. They're at a different level, if you will, in the process. And if you're over here and you're not any better, y'all are all in the same ocean. But if you're over here and you're trying to grow and you're trying to maintain your balance, we're just going with the waves. We're looking out to see when the next big one is so we can brace. How are we going to brace? We're going to get up on it. We're going to float in it. What are we doing? You know, and this guy over here is not doing any of that prep work for that next wave, you know. Try not to keep that energy too close to you. See it and then release it. You don't want to hold on to that because then now you're distracted and then that wave comes and it changed. And when you thought you should have just hunkered in, you should have been up on it. You fucked up. You know? See? You get distractions. You're gonna get toppled. So here's your last. The world was upside down in reverse, which I don't like to read in reverse, but we doing it. Damn, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This is, wait, let me push it forward. This is where you have manifested and now you're just sitting there watching the things grow, right? You're coming into like abundance season, like you're harvesting everything that you've planted. If it's upside down, just wait. Patience. Patience. It'll happen. Just, you have to allow your feelings to be acknowledged. You may want people outside of you to acknowledge your feelings, but if they don't, that's fine too. You acknowledge your feelings. You acknowledge what you planted. You acknowledge who you are. You acknowledge the seeds that you have sown that were positive, that were good, that were helpful, that were inspiring. So some of the things that you may be waiting on, you're just kind of in patience mode. It'll come. There's a little bit of like, wait. But it is divine timing. It's not going to be your time. It's not. Even if you want it to be, you know, you may really like, I need this to happen now. Now, if you do have like questions for your ancestors or guides, anybody like that. Yeah. If you have questions, that's fine. You can ask those questions. So for me, I'd say, you know, if you want me to do this, this, and this, let me know in 3 days, show me 3 deer. We have a communication. This is how I communicate with my guides, with my people, my team. This is what I need from you. And if it doesn't happen, okay, then it doesn't. But if it is a yes, I need to see 3 deer, 3 crow, 3 whatever. And it may just be you sitting at the traffic light and not the deer hanging out in the traffic, but go with it. Example. It may just be that you're in traffic and you just happen to look up and there's 3 little birds. Boop, boop, boop. Perfect position. Okay. Show me 3 birds. Dun, dun, dun. Just like that. Every time. That's the communication that you have with your spiritual team. So just wait. Maybe you're in a holding pattern. Sometimes I go through days that I need to be still. And when I say still, that means kind of turn off my 3D, my ADHD human light bulb, and I need to center myself with God, with crystal, with myself, with my cards, with sage, all the things. Just, I need to come back to me. No music, nothing playing on in the background. You're just listening to life. Throat chakra. You're just listening to the world around you. and you're listening to your thoughts, which used to be scary for me because I'm like, what the actual hell actually goes through my head throughout the day? Take a couple hours and be silent still with yourself and see if that triggers you. Because there's going to be running thoughts, and then there's going to be running, like, there's going to be healing that comes in that is downloaded. Even if you look at the clock and it's 11:11, yeah, they're talking to you. Queen of Pentacles. Look how she's sitting there. She's at peace. She's at rest. She's holding what she has and she's at rest. I'm okay with myself. The outside world, in the big scheme of things, does not matter to me. Not in an egotistical kind of way either. Because my ascension process is based off of my capability to be able to get through each level of completion, each level of difficulty, each level of, in order to be good at something, you're going to have to do it a couple times. You know, like for me with roller skating, I wasn't good at first, but I had to get the way, the balance, the, you know, how do you push off? How do you stop? How do you, you know, when you're going around the corner, do you just around, or do you throw your little foot over and hit that curve? You know, like, what are you doing? How are you able to master going around? And then how are you able to do certain things quicker, or master it to be able to come fluent in it, to be able to, you know, like now you can actually tune into the music and go with the beat instead of being worried about falling. You know, like if you're so worried about all the 3D kind of things that are in our lives, you don't enjoy the music. You don't enjoy being able to just to kind of like feel you're going around, you're doing your thing. You know, making laps like NASCAR. We're turning to the right or the left. Sorry, what am I? Dyslexic as fuck. You know, so I would say patience. Be still with who you are. Think about it. Think about what drives through your head. Think about what's coming into your head. Why did that thought come into my head? Write it down. Come back to it. Why are these certain people coming into my head? Write them down. Come back to it. There will be another thought to that, because now spirit energy understands or sees. They see your effort in, okay, you're trying to tell me something because I haven't spoken or been around this person in years, and now all of a sudden they're popping into my head. I don't even see them on Facebook. Like, it's not like I saw you on Facebook, you know, that kind of, no. Like, they're not even relevant to your life for years, and then now shows up in your brain. Write it down. Come back to it. It may seem weird at first because you're like, why is this? Well, stay tuned, people. It's coming. Okay, last one. Ten of Pentacles, or oh my God, Ten of Swords. Walking away. That's and the 10 is the highest card in that, not actually the highest, but out of the numbers. Yeah, you're standing on your own. This is, here it is this way. So you're standing on your own, alone, with all these crows and haters. Hi, haters, you know, and this is upside down. Which doesn't mean, I mean, some people would say like, well, that means like the upside down, the reverse would be now she's not standing alone and she's got, you know, a bunch of friends around. No, because for me in like perception, I would think that it would be she's yes, she's standing alone, but now it's even like, it's a more of a solitude. That would be more low dense level. Solitude, grief, shame. She's upset. Ooh. And the Chariot. So this is movement. So yeah. But I would go back to like your childhood. Start there. Start with where you're, you know, because everybody says like people have daddy issues or mommy issues and that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, we pick it. which is yours, you know? And then once you can like start there, then you're like, okay, well, what did this person, whether mom or dad, whatever, uncle, whoever kind of raised you, like your start in life. But what did they do that you feel now as an adult was wrong? Or now you feel as an adult was, you know, like, damn, why'd they do that? Well, they probably did that because, do you want to go outside, y'all? They probably did that because that was what they knew. That was, you know, what they thought was okay. And that was the unhealed version of themselves. Hopefully, at this point, they've healed. Hopefully at this point, I guess, you know, but now you can see that. I know, I love you. I love you too. All right. Have a good day.